we are approaching an ancient Indian shell mound. Beautiful area. Here's a mixture of mussel shell and snail shell that the Indians discarded. You see this little artifact here? That could be a flint knapping, or it could be a broken piece of arrowhead. On this very ancient mound, there seems to be a whelk shell that the ancient Indians hundreds of years ago must have eaten and discarded. Now, they could use whelk shells for many purposes. They could use them as ornaments and many other uses. Now, here are some pottery shards that the Indians discarded here on this mound. And as you can see on some of them, there are textures. The other day, we saw one with a waffle texture. Now, some of these shells are so old, they actually petrify and basically become limestone. This is an archaeological sifter that archaeologists must have left behind. They used it to sift out the sand so they can find artifacts. Basically, you put sand in there and then you shake it like this. And then the sand would go through the holes and leave behind the artifacts. This section of the mound is where the Indians interred the dead for thousands of years. And there's orange trees that may or may not date back to when the Indians lived here. Indians created a bluff over the St. John's River, and it was a dry place to live. What's interesting here is that you can see pieces of pottery that the Indians molded from clay. This one here has a check stamp texture, which is probably from the St. John's period.